sandals pounded the earth in a relentless rhythm. Dust rose with every step. His lungs burned and sweat blurred his vision, but he didn't slow. Ahead of him lay nearly 150 miles, about 240 kilometers, of rugged terrain, mountain paths, winding valleys, and open plains scorched by the Greek sun. If he didn't reach Sparta in time, Greece might fall before it even had a chance to fight. Day would become night, night would become day, and still, he would have to run. Because across the sea, an empire was marching. Tens of thousands, perhaps more, advancing under Persia's king, Xerxes. They were coming for Greece, and he was the only warning. He reached Sparta while there was still time to act. His arrival confirmed the worst fear. Persia was coming for all of Greece, yet Sparta found itself unable to move, even as danger raced toward Greece. The city was bound by the Carnea, a sacred festival during which the army was forbidden to go to war. Defying the gods could fracture Sparta before the Persians even arrived. This placed King Leonidas in an impossible position: honor tradition and risk annihilation, or break tradition and face the gods' wrath. So Leonidas chose a middle path. He would march not with the full Spartan army, but with a small force of 300 elite hoplites, fathers, veterans, men chosen so their bloodlines would endure even if they did not return, and they would not stand alone. Allies from across Greece rallied to their side: Thespians, Thebans, Corinthians, raising the total to roughly 7,000. 7,000 to block an empire with more than 100,000 soldiers advancing toward them. But Leonidas had chosen the ground well, a narrow pass called Thermopylae, where the Persian numbers would count for far less. At Thermopylae, the land narrowed to a choke point, a strip of ground between steep cliffs and the sea. Here, the vast Persian army could not spread out. They would have to attack in waves. Leonidas positioned his 7,000 here, shields locked, spears ready. The Spartans fought in the phalanx, a wall of bronze and wood, moving as one, each man's shield protecting the soldier beside him. It was a formation that turned soldiers into a single living machine, and it favored discipline over numbers. So when the Persians first advanced, their sheer numbers seemed enough to crush resistance. But the narrow pass and the phalanx formation turned size into a disadvantage. Wave after wave surged forward, and again the Greeks held the line. Spartans rotated fresh troops to the front. Exhausted men stepped back, their place instantly filled. For a moment, it seemed the impossible was happening. A small Greek force was stopping a Persian giant. Whispers spread through the ranks of Xerxes' army. This was not supposed to be difficult, not supposed to be costly. But the turning point did not come from the battlefield. It came from betrayal. A Greek named Ephialtes approached the Persians with a secret, a hidden mountain path that led behind the pass. If the Persians took it, they could surround the Greeks. Xerxes seized the opportunity. He sent a detachment along the path under cover of night. By dawn, Leonidas saw what was unfolding. They were no longer holding a pass. They were being encircled. And in that moment, the Greeks faced the truth. Victory was no longer possible. Surrounded and outnumbered, Leonidas made a choice. He dismissed most of the Greek army, ordering them to retreat and live to fight another day. But he and his 300 Spartans remained. Alongside them stood a small band of Thespians and Thebans, men who refused to abandon the pass even when they knew the end was certain. They were not fighting to win. They were fighting to buy time. Time for the rest of Greece to prepare. Time for their allies to rally. Time for city-states to realize the threat was real. The final assault began. Persian arrows filled the sky, spears shattered, shields splintered. Step by step, the Spartans were pushed back. Leonidas fought among his men, not behind them. He fell where he stood, a king dying as a soldier. One by one, the remaining Greeks were overwhelmed. The pass was lost. The defenders were gone. But the time they bought changed everything. Because while Xerxes marched deeper into Greece, the cities he thought would surrender now had time to unite. In the battles that followed, at Salamis, at Plataea, a prepared Greek alliance turned Persia back. Thermopylae was not a victory on the battlefield, but it was the pause that made victory possible. 300 did not save the pass, they saved time, and that time saved Greece.